think I hear it. So last episode went a little something like this. You got introduced to the cows, the truck, and then got a good understanding of what this tiny neighborhood is currently and what our plans for the future of it is. The first of those series goals that we're tackling is building the first shed room. Now, given that I'm out here alone, I figured I need some way to motivate myself. So I'm going to outline what my goals are for the week, and if I don't complete all of them, then one of those rocks that I had to move so that the shed could get into position, I have to carry that down to the tool shed and back. So this shed was built by a third party called Dirksen Portable Buildings. They did the interior electrical work, spray foamed both the walls and roof, and of course built the shed itself. Now it's up to me to turn this shed into a shed room, and getting started on that is what this week's all about. To get started, I'm going to insulate the roof. Now, Dirksen said roughly 2 inches of spray foam insulation everywhere. They definitely got that out the walls, but the roof is certainly lacking, so we're going to have to insulate that some more. Next up, I want to put a wooden finish on half of the interior walls. I'm going to get into why I'm doing this later when I talk about the design, but just know that I need to get this done in order to do the next task, which is install the heat pump. The heat pump is how we'll be heating and cooling this space, and though I can install it myself, I won't be able to hook it up to the sub panel because I need an electrician for that. So I just need to install it. And then, like I said earlier, my punishments for if I don't get this done is to carry one of those rocks down to the tool shed and back. And the deadline I'm setting for all this is 4 p.m. on Friday. Okay, let's get to work. It is at this point in the story that our character decides to try 2 different methods of cutting the foam board, a utility knife and what can only be described as a pirate sword. The utility knife proved to be a worthy cutting tool, while the pirate sword was unwieldy and dull. He then proceeded to cut the foam boards to approximate length and width, leaving them a bit on the big side so that they could fit into place nice and snug. In doing this, he ensured that the radiant barrier was facing outwards towards the sky, as Texas is a cooling dominant climate. It is for the same reason that we opted for a white roof on the shed room, as we want to reflect as much of the sun's energy as possible. He then proceeded to finish installing the rigid insulation on the first half of the roof and took a break for lunch. After coming back and finishing the second half of the roof, instead of staying and finishing the job, spray foaming all the gaps and cracks and taping all the seams so that there was no air draft behind the insulation and it could properly do its job, he proceeded to complain that he was too tired and deserved a dip in the stock tank pool for all his hard work and foam on his skin. You know, some of my friends were wondering if I was going to go crazy being out here alone, but I think I'm actually getting rid of my crazy.
Getting rid of your crazy.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And that brings us to today, with all 3 tasks remaining and the rock carry looming over our character's head like a heavy threat. He has a lot of work ahead if he wants to finish on time and avoid the rock carry, meaning I have a lot of work ahead. It was me the whole time. Okay, so that ended up running out way quicker than I thought. So I'm just going to use the remaining can to focus on the biggest gaps and then tape the rest. So yesterday I got started on task 2. And yes, I am well aware that it's Friday. The shed room is going to be divided into 2 distinct spaces. There's going to be the bedroom and the living area. The bedroom will have a bed, closet, and bedside table, while the living area will have the kitchenette and a desk. There'll be a divider in the middle of the room that separates these 2 spaces, but I want to further differentiate them with the interior finish. The living area will have a drywall finish, while the bedroom area will have a wood finish. Reason being is I'm trying to create this feeling of like a nest. Wood's obviously a natural material, and so I'm trying to tap into that caveman part of our brain that used to live in a jungle and likes the sight of wood, and hopefully gets the feeling of, when he enters it. Or she. Caveman, cavewoman. I'll be the first to live in this, so I'll let you know if I get that feeling. The time is about 4 p.m. on Friday. And no, I did not get all 3 tasks done. Now I will say that yesterday I did see this coming, because when I went to Home Depot, turns out the heat pumps have to be ordered to Home Depot, so I wasn't ever gonna get it in time. So call this rock Thanos, because it was inevitable. Now I'm a man of my word, and I did say that I would do this. To myself, to this camera. I could just edit it out, but I didn't say I have to do it today. I'm tired. It's Friday. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my evening. But tomorrow, well, I know exactly what I'm doing. The wood siding's looking good though. You saw those nice reveals I showed earlier? The little 1/4-inch gap, and I painted the studs so that they look good, all that. You got all that? I hope you got all that. It's like 2 p.m. I decided to wear this shirt today because I'm gonna need the strength of every single one of these big cats if I want to get this done. I also grew some chest hair. It's the mic. Okay. And so we begin. Why did I decide to do this? Huh? Hey camera. How you doing? I'm doing well, thanks. This has got to be the craziest workout I've ever done. Okay. Why did I say end back? That's uphill. Oh God. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy this episode. I'll see you next Monday. If you want to get caught up and see last week's episode, click here. Or if you want to see next week's likely equally as painful episode, click here. Stonk take pool, here I come.